Coach.
Hey,
Coach, my camera broke.
your camera broke?
I don't know what happened to it. It just stopped working.
Right.
On God.
Hey, sir, I'm back, not in bed.
Nice pillars.
Nice Hanes undershirt.
Comfy. Oh, you
Thinks you can see what I have on right now.
Yeah, thinks his camera's broken.
Thinks it's not. I swear it is. It just randomly broke.
You swear?
Yes.
Man. Loesch, you were the one guy I saw with a multiple choice that hadn't been done yet. Did you get that done?
Oh, shoot. I forgot to do that.
All right. Do you want to hop off the meeting and take care of that for me?
Yes, sir.
And
So
be back at 10:30 sharp.
Yes, sir. All right, I'll be back.
Cool. How the rest of you guys doing? Good.
Well, Coach.
Pretty solid.
Weekend was good?
You happy about Tua?
Yes, very much so. Very much so. I think, is it risky? Certainly. But you guys don't remember this, but I remember back in, I think it was like 05, we had a shot. Actually, not just a shot. It was a done deal. We had gotten Drew Brees, and then we failed him on his physical. And it didn't end up going through. So you think about what would have been. I think like, and my point is, it's an opportunity, right? At number 5, you have an opportunity. You could go left tackle and get a really good left tackle, or you get a quarterback that could finally get you to beyond being mediocre, and they went with the quarterback. I think it's a good call.
And they had like 3 first-round draft picks. So.
Yeah.
Did they trade one away though?
They traded their 24. I think it was to Green Bay.
And they got Jordan Love.
And then Miami went back to 30.
And they got that Noah guy.
Yeah. So they ended up I was very happy with the draft. I paid a lot closer attention to it than I usually do. Just because 1 of the number of draft picks and 2, there isn't anything else to do. And I saw a few of you guys there. Saw Malik for a little bit. And then I saw Patrick White. He was with us till the wee hours. Patrick, your hair's getting out of control. Is that pretty standard at Holy Cross?
It's cold. I gotta have a mop to keep myself warm.
Oh yeah. Then it's not a style decision. It's a decision based off of necessity.
Absolutely.
And because he can't cut his hair.
Yeah, I'm gonna need your barber skills to come over and give me the bean.
I just went over my own, and I'm due for another one now. When this starts happening,
I think you should take the guard off this time. Go straight.
Take the guard.
Mm-hmm.
Go for the July 2020 Malik James.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay. I'll think about it. That's pretty. That'd be pretty serious. Emily said she's going to cut my hair this time, so we'll see how that works out. Anything else good?
A solid weekend, I'd say.
Really? I golfed with Fogarty. That was fun.
Did?
Mm-hmm.
Hunting Hawk?
Yep.
Willow Oaks.
No, not Willow Oaks. I don't belong to Willow Oaks technically. It's my mom that does. So sometimes I go over there and give them the code and then move on. But those times are few and far between.
Reese said his computer won't connect.
His computer won't. Well, it's
Fortunate.
It's not a big deal. I mean, you guys don't have to get on here.
Wait, what?
Oh, there goes that.
I mean, like, I can't require you guys come on. I mean, all you got to do is be like Reese DeVries and say, hey, I've got connectivity issues. What am I going to say? or say, hey, my camera's broken. What am I going to say?
Good.
Guess I'm going to engineering for the rest of the year.
Bruh, don't remind me about
I'm
that.
just so tired of doing FRQs and essays in Arnold and Parker now.
Parker is the worst.
Speaking of FRQs,
No.
Oh.
No.
Coach, my camera and my computer's starting to shut down. You know, might have to peace out soon.
I mean, you got to do it anyway.
Well, just like look over the multiple choice answers and like out anyone who got them wrong.
And call it a day.
That'd be a pretty productive class.
The FRQ ain't bad. It's like, it's just one. So it won't be bad. Gabe Slate, you want to pray for us?
In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, world without end. Amen. In the Father, and Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Okay. We will talk about multiple choice, but I want to look at some other things as well. First of all, your grades are posted. And I don't know what, you guys, some of you guys are killing it. Sam Slate's all of a sudden the best multiple choice question taker in the class.
Is it cheating?
Will Garbutt's getting 24 out of 24. There are crazy things happening and not altogether explainable things, by the way. But, Will Garbutt's getting 24 out of 24. His camera's broken. Who knows what's going on?
Feels great.
All right, so let's look a little bit at that at those multiple choice questions. You guys can go ahead and pull them up. You might have already looked at them a little bit yourself. By the way, homework for this class is going to be, and I haven't posted it yet, but it's going to be FRQ 3B, and I'll make sure that it's available for you. If you guys find that you can't find it, please do get in touch with me because it's possible you're either not going to the right place, but just understand that is going to be the homework. So I'm going to go ahead.
Thursday?
Do Thursday. FRQ 3B. We're going to do FRQ 3A today. You guys know you only have like
One more.
a little bit of time left.
Yes.
I mean, it's essentially 4 classes, right? After this, Thursday, next week, and then the following Tuesday.
Yes.
Yeah, in a regular school year, that'd be less than a week.
Imagine teachers trying to give us projects to do.
Just trying to make sure you're getting your money's worth there, Colin. Getting your 20K worth.
I don't think I ever got my 20K worth.
4 years late on that.
Yeah.
Broken water fountains. No urinals.
Yeah, I'm doing the stuff that's in my zone. We're playing zone defense here. I'm making sure that you're getting your 12th grade social studies 20K worth. All right, let's see here. So this unit is on civil liberties, which we covered before. One thing that Ms. Metcalf made sure to mention to the AP teachers, when we do get to the AP test, make sure that you guys are logging on and getting on like 30 minutes ahead of time. And I don't know whether they're going to provide you guys a link, whether what exactly they're going to, or whether they go on the website. But all that information will be, I guess, given later on. But you want to get on 30 minutes ahead of time. All right. Right ahead.
What was the name of this thing?
The name of the multiple choice,
Yes.
it's Unit 3 multiple choice.
I'm not seeing it in my results.
Can you guys see what I'm looking at? Or no? Yes, you can. I think classes are pretty chill, honestly. I mean, I'm just hanging here in my jeans and teaching AP Gov 50 minutes twice a week. That ain't bad.
I mean, this would be like nice, but not second semester senior year.
Right.
Maybe like a
I
sophomore.
will tell you this. I'm not kicking back as much in some of my other, or in like my freshman classes, for example. I mean,
It's probably because they get on the Zoom calls and while out.
Nah, it's pretty easy. I just mute them. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't. It was 2B. Yeah. Yeah, it should be 2B. Okay, I'm just gonna click on Will Garbett here since he just like is a regular Alexander Hamilton on this thing. I want the questions. All right, it's going to be the same process. We're going to roll through the ones where it was a little more divisive in terms of who got what wrong. And I looked at a lot of these ahead of time. Some of them were kind of tricky. There were a couple towards the end that I was kind of like, but it is what it is. I guess, it's an AP test. We can't expect it to be all straightforward, can we? Okay, so first question's up. If you guys, if you're looking at your own test, go ahead and flip forward to or flip back to question 1. And question 1 should, at least according to my test, should say which of the following cases it should be a comparison essentially between Federalists number 78 and Marbury, or excuse me, and kind of judicial review. The answer is Marbury versus Madison. Some of you guys put McCulloch versus Maryland. Let's see. Will Garbett, do you remember what McCulloch versus Maryland was?
It was the tax on the National Bank.
Yeah, Wow, how about that? Well, maybe that
Why
grade.
are you so surprised?
Maybe there is a nugget of legitimacy to Will Garbutt's grade here. What's that?
I said, why are you so surprised?
You're a smart kid. I did 24 out of 24 is really smart though. Like that's like Coach Walker level.
Probably.
Okay. So yeah, Marbury versus Matt, and so the whole quote here is the key. You don't really even have to know what's the beautiful thing about a lot of these questions and kind of what they ask is you don't necessarily have to know what Federalist 78 was about. A lot of that was about separation of powers, but in this case, it says that accordingly, whenever a particular statute contradicts the Constitution, it will be the duty of judicial tribunals to either adhere to the latter or disregard or the former. That should sound like judicial review to you. And we all know that judicial review comes from Marbury versus Madison. Okay. Next one, very similar case. Let's get it from somebody who got it right. I can't think of a better person to ask than Sam Slate. Sam Slate, what told you? Why did you go for B in this one?
I think because I was looking at like A and C, and I knew that C wasn't right. So it was mainly between A and B, and in B it was talking about like people who like are like administer each department the necessary constitutional means. So I just thought that that kind of went in hand with Marbury v. Madison.
Those who administer in each department the necessary constitutional means. What about that phrase? Somebody else want to answer the question? Patrick White, give it a shot.
Basically, I saw judicial review and like the encroachment of others and how the judicial branch can like kind of stop like bad laws from getting into place, and they can also judge or whatever on like cases to like make sure the civil liberties of the people are protected and like the Constitution is followed the right way.
Okay. Yeah. Encroachments of others. What does that sound a lot like? Why encroachment?
Checks and balances.
Yeah, that's
Checks and balances. Yes, that the fact that if there is another branch that is doing something that is a violation and encroachment, then that should signal some sort of reference to judicial review. First, point of the matter is, anytime you hear the words Marbury versus Madison, you should be thinking about judicial review. And so one of these quotes, and it can be difficult to kind of work your way through the 18th century language. That's typically the most complicated part if you know that Marbury versus Madison is about judicial review. Okay, moving on. Only two there. We can move on from that one. Okay. Who's the one? Jack. Who's the one? Ooh. Okay, so for this specific case, it's mainly going to be about if the Supreme Court makes a decision, how is that going to be? How, what happens after that? Supreme Court makes a decision. Problem is they have no power to do what, Tony?
Could you repeat that?
Hang with us, Tony. What do they not have the power to do? The Supreme Court.
Oh, to like, oh crap, how do I say it? Like they didn't have the power to go and actually carry out their decisions.
Okay, yeah, they didn't have the power to enforce or carry out the law.
Yeah.
So, they can make a decision like Brown versus Board, but it's up to somebody like President Eisenhower to actually go through and enforce that decision. All right, so this is a good one to talk about. A little broken up here. So this was all about Roe versus Wade, and we know Roe versus Wade. Jack Johnson deals with what?
Abortion and contraception.
Thank you. Yes. Well, it was pretty much solely abortion. It's going to be Griswold versus Connecticut, if we remember, that deals with contraception. So in this case, we see it's asking essentially what groups can do to overturn Roe versus Wade. Very controversial decision, what they could potentially do. And so some of you guys answered that they could organize members to pressure the Supreme Court. Kalizzi, why wouldn't that work?
Because the Supreme Court isn't supposed to work on they're not supposed to work on the basis of popular opinion, and they don't have to be reelected, so they don't have to appease the people since they're going for life.
Right. Yeah. There's going to be no outside pressure. And so there were a couple questions kind of like this that talked about potentially work to manipulate the Supreme Court in their decision making. What is the only way outside forces can work to manipulate Supreme Court decision making? And really, there's only one outside force that can do it. Who is that?
President.
The president. And how do they do that?
They're the ones that nominate the Supreme Court justices. So you just go to them and beg for one that you like.
Yes. Well, yeah, and so the only way the president can manipulate is by selecting a justice once one retires or dies. That's the only way. So that we've got to keep in mind when we answer questions like that. So C cannot be our answer. The only one that would work would be this one, which gets to that point. Presidents have to be able to pledge support, or just appoint presidents who are in line with your beliefs. So regardless of what you believe about President Trump, if you are a Republican, what are you going to be happy with in terms of what he's done?
He appointed Kavanaugh.
Appointed Kavanaugh. He appointed Gorsuch. Both conservative Supreme Court justices. So much so that it's tipped the balance of the Supreme Court in favor of Republicans. So if you don't like Trump's policies, if you don't like his tariffs, if you don't like how he's handled the coronavirus, whatever, if you just think he's an idiot, he has appointed people that conservatives should be happy with. All right. So this one is one of the tricky ones. for the people who got it right. Cullen, do you want to walk us through this one?
Not gonna lie to you, I was confused between C and D, and I kind of just guessed C because C's my go-to guess answer.
Okay. Or did you dial up Sam? Say, hey, yo.
I should have dialed up Sam. Maybe I would have gotten it right.
I think
Okay,
Sam
I did get it
actually
right.
missed this. No, he did hit this one. Okay, so yeah, you dialed up. Or Will Garbett. Will Garbett's apparently a can't miss. Okay, so I'll admit that this is a tough one. Engel versus Vital, they're nice enough to tell you what Engel versus Vital is all about, even though that is a court case we did go over, school-sponsored prayer. Okay, so this is related to the other question we talked about. Senate could refuse to confirm future federal court appointees until, so is that going to, has this happened? Somebody with knowledge about current events.
Was that? No.
Like, you're not allowed to pray in school, right?
You're not allowed to pray at school, but if you were unhappy with the controversial decision Engel versus Vital, if one of the other branches were unhappy with it, is this something that would the Senate do? Has the Senate done this? Have they refused to confirm federal court appointees?
I don't think so.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah.
But do they, have they ever done it to try to manipulate?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
Not because they were trying to get a case overturned, right?
Right. They haven't done it to get a case overturned. It's not going to affect the court's judgment. But the Congress, one of the things that they could do is pass some sort of law to impact Supreme Court appellate jurisdiction on cases dealing with prayer in school. So if they weren't happy with the decision, they could manipulate it that way. This is a tough question because this is not a very well-known area. Okay. In fact, we haven't gone over it as a class, the fact that Congress can do this.
Yeah, I didn't realize that they had the power to do that.
Yeah. So if only by process of elimination, we do know that this has not happened. So at the very least, then maybe we could give a harder look at C. I don't know. All right. Good job on that one. We know Texas versus Johnson, another Brown v. Board case. Notice that they're not really picking up unusual cases and expecting you to know them. It is helpful to know what some of these cases are, but let's go ahead and take a look at one more. This will be a good one. Okay, so iron triangles. This was one of the last things that we went over kind of as a class. All right, so let's talk about it. Ty, would you mind talking us through this one?
Sure. So basically, like in this, they kind of all help each other. So if the interest groups want something, then they'll just go right to the Congress or bureaucracy what they want. It's kind of that simple. Yeah.
Okay. Well, and it isn't as common for interest groups to just go directly to the bureaucracy to solve problems. Usually this happens through Congress and then the bureaucracy. Okay, so that's, you don't see interest groups going directly to those federal agencies, mainly because those federal agencies aren't necessarily going to care what these interest groups think. Who is going to care about what the interest groups think?
Congress.
Members of Congress. So they're going to go straight to members of Congress who will then begin to interact with the president on various things with that. Go ahead. We'll go ahead and stop there. Now, what I am going to do, and I think I've already done it, is made an FRQ available to you. This is FRQ A. Can somebody confirm that for me? 3A. Okay, Sean's saying yes. So what I'd like you to do, and it's not a hard question. It's something I think you can do in 10 minutes without a problem. So just go on. It may require looking at one or two things. I think they mentioned another Supreme Court case that you might want to look up, but it is a Supreme Court case that we went over as a class. So just open that up and complete the FRQ, and we will change things today. We're going to go ahead and do that individually. And I'm not going to send you guys to breakout rooms just because this thing ended up crashing, and I tried it yesterday with my macro kids, and it crashed. It crashed like 4 times when I sent you guys to breakout rooms. So we're just going to do it here, and I'm just going to sit there and stare at you. Perfect timing there, Loesch. Will Garbett, how you doing, man?
Pretty good. How about you?
Yeah, pretty good. Hey, Brian, how'd it go? Brian?
It was hard.
Yeah, well, it's an AP class. Okay, so Brian, what we're going to do is I've got everybody, they're going on to, you've got more work to do now. You go to FRQ 3A, okay? That's the assignment that I unlocked. You might have seen it when you went into Blackbaud or when you went into the AP website. So go to that and complete that FRQ question and submit.
Yes, sir.
All right, that'll be your classwork for today.
Yes, sir.
Malik asked if I could unlock FRQ or 3B. And I can do that if you want to get a jump start on your homework. When you're finished, if you could just hit the check or the yes button. You see the yes, it's a green button with a check in the middle of it. If you could hit that so I can see that you're done, that'd be very helpful. Don't start the homework yet because you only have 10 minutes to complete it. If you've already started, I guess you gotta get it done. But I would like to talk about the 3A FRQ. Ty, are you done? All right. If you're done, guys, put a check mark by your name. Or a thumbs up. That's good too. I'll give you another minute. Colin, are you done? Okay. All right. It looks like pretty much everybody finished. If you didn't say something now, forever hold your peace. Cool. Okay. So let's see. Let's begin with the first part of that. Let's see, Jack. Let's get something from you. First of all, I'd love to see your head, or maybe more than just your hair. There we go. There we go. There's that handsome guy. Okay. What do we got, Jack, for that FRQ?
So that's like a separation of church and state. Obviously, the religion was already founded ahead of time.
Okay, the first thing I'm going to caution you is be careful. I'd say it has to do with separation of church and state, but I think we can be even more specific than that. Does anybody have anything that's a bit more specific than just separation? Remember, we said that there's two parts to freedom of religion, right? So which part are we talking about? Anybody, not just him. Yeah, Sean? Oh, yeah, sorry. Okay, Sean?
Isn't it like free exercise of religion?
Yeah, free exercise. So there's the establishment clause, which is establishing a religion for the state, like Iran, right? Or free exercise, which is allowing people to practice their beliefs.
With it.
What, Will?
Oh.
Okay, Will. Okay. All right. So anyway, Will Garbett. So if we're to talk about free exercise, you can go ahead and unmute yourself now safely. Okay. And I'll give you that ability. There you go. So go ahead and unmute you. Man, that unmute button. That is a
Yeah, you did that, right?
That is a dastardly move, or can be.
That was you, right? I didn't unmute.
Oh yeah, that was me. That was me, baby. That was me. What did you say? You said like Walker Head. Is that what you said?
Nah, I was talking to I was hyped when I saw the XO and platoon leaders for A Company.
Oh, they've sent that out?
And I was like hyping ACO up,
Okay. All right. Well, cool. Will, I guess the question I'm asking you is the second part of that FRQ. What do you have for that?
What was the question again?
What do you have for the second part of that FRQ?
It's turned in.
You can't see it anymore?
No.
Okay.
Ooh, Shannon.
I think I said something like, if the letting kids out of school in 8th grade is like, it's not going to hurt anyone, so they might as well just make it legal so they can practice their religion.
Oh, that's right. So it had to do with the second it asked you to relate Wisconsin versus Yoder. to the case at hand. And what did you say was the relationship?
I just said that the people wanted to practice their religion, and there was a law keeping them from doing it, and the law wasn't like gonna save anyone's life or like keep people from like robbing everyone or like having a terrorist attack or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I said that they should just that they just made it legal because like they just want to practice their religion, I guess. I don't know.
Okay,
But I thought
I think that's fair. So we'll do a little bit more work with this on Thursday. What I'd like to do next week, we are going to take a test. Thursday, it's your last test that you ever have with AP Econ, other than the AP exam. Next Thursday. So everything we do is going to be geared towards getting ready for that. Questions? There's something else I wanted to say, but I can't. Oh, stay on for a minute. I've got something that's absolutely disgusting that happened last night. So last night there was all this knocking around in my house, or like on the outside of my house. And so what I want to do, spotlight my video here. This is disgusting. And if you guys have any idea what would have done this, you guys see all that?
Is that blood?
Yeah. And then it goes.
It's probably one of the.
That's tough.
It's a crime scene. And I know that there's been animals living in
Did
my
you
gutter.
borrow any money from the mob?
Huh? I can't hear you.
Did you borrow any money from the mob?
He said,
No.
"Did you borrow any money from the mob?"
Oh, I mean, it was nothing with me. It was, I think there were baby squirrels living in the gutter or something like that, and something went up there and got them. I don't know whether it was a raccoon or what.
In Malden.
But these are the paw prints that are in question right here. Any idea what could have done that? Is that a raccoon? Do raccoons go after squirrels? I don't even know.
I mean, probably.
Some wild stuff that went down. Anyway, I just thought you'd be interested. Okay, so
We had a
go ahead.
We had a raccoon at the river. And the neighbors called the game warden, and this woman shot it 5 times in the head with the pistol. And I swear to God, that thing did not die. I swear to God. Then we got our shotgun and shot him twice, and it finally died.
You shot it with a shotgun twice?
Yes, and a pistol 5 times. I swear to God, they're the crackheads of the animal kingdom. They have superpowers. I'm being dead serious. The game warden shot it with the pistol 5 times.
But do you think they would go after like baby squirrels?
I mean, probably.
Definitely.
They have nice hands. They
have nice hands?
I saw a video on TikTok of this raccoon going into a garage, taking a handful of cat food, and then just walking away. It's cool.
I heard they can tear your face off.
Well, that would suck if you got your face torn off by a raccoon.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna lie. That would really suck.
That would suck.
Coach, maybe you need to have an interrogation.
Well, I mean, part of the thing is, I mean, it's not like I'm on the edge of the woods or whatever. And I also, I'm not sure it was a raccoon because I have trash hanging out of my trash can right now. My trash can is full. And that's what they would have gone for, not baby squirrels. Holy crap.
It's probably like the juniors playing a prank.
Yeah.
The juniors
Set up
playing.
a trap.
That's a weird ass prank.
You sure you didn't borrow any money from the mob?
I not that I recall there, Loesch.
That's some Ozark type stuff going on outside of your
I'll
house.
come over and guard your house with the BB gun for $15 an hour.
I'd be worried for your life.
Second Amendment, NRA, protect thy house.
Maybe if Charlie was with you, he'd probably keep you safe.
Probably.
Okay, I'll let you guys go. It's 10:54. I just thought that was interesting.
All right now, Coach.
All right, see you
All
later.
right. Have a great day.
You
If
too.
you don't
Yeah.